And all they that heard it wondered at those things which were told them by the shepherds. But Mary kept all these things and pondered them in her heart. And the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things that they had heard and seen, as it was told unto them.
This story is called Christmas Loaves and Fishes by Rainier Maharaj of Toronto, Canada. On a Christmas Eve in homes everywhere, there is a quiet excitement. The festive feeling and warmth of having family members near brings to mind a Christmas tale I love to relate each year. It's a true story, even though it might sound unbelievable, and it's proof that miracles exist. A long time ago, there was a group of young people who decided to spread some Christmas cheer. They had discovered that there were several children who would be spending the festive holiday in a community hospital nearby. So one of the friends dressed as Santa Claus. They bought nice presents, wrapped them, and armed with guitars and sweet voices, they dropped in unexpectedly at the hospital on Christmas Eve. The children were overjoyed at seeing Santa, and by the time the group was finished handing out presents and singing Christmas carols, there were tears in everyone's eyes. From then on, it was decided they would play Santa every year. The following Christmas Eve, other patients were included in the rounds, and by the third year, the celebration was expanded to embrace some of the poor children in the neighborhood. On the fourth Christmas Eve, however, after all the rounds were made, Santa Claus looked into his bag and discovered there were a few extra toys left. So the friends mulled it over, trying to figure out what to do with them. Somebody mentioned that there were a few squatters' shacks nearby in which a couple of desperately poor children and families lived. So the group decided to go there, thinking that perhaps 3 families at most would be there. But as they drove over the crest of the hill into this lonely area, it was around midnight now, the shocked group saw a large number of people standing at the side of the street. Much to their surprise, they were children, more than 30 of them. Behind them were not 3 shacks, but rows and rows of shabby squatters' dwellings. As the cars drew to a stop, the children came running up, shouting with joy. It turned out they had been patiently waiting all night for Santa Claus. Somebody, no one could remember who, had told them he was coming, although our Santa had decided to go there only moments before. Everyone was stunned, except Santa. He was in a panic. He knew he didn't have enough toys for all these kids. Eventually, however, not wanting to disappoint the children, he decided to give whatever toys he had only to the youngest, smallest children. When the presents ran out, he'd just have to explain to the bigger kids what had happened. So moments later, he found himself perched on top of a car's hood as these 30 or more sparkling clean children, dressed in their best clothes, lined up in order of height, from the smallest first, for their moment with him. As each anxious child approached, Santa dipped into his bag, his heart heavy with dread, hoping to find at least one more toy. And by some miracle, he found one each time he dipped, and as the last of the children received a present, Santa looked at the now deflated bag. It was empty, empty as it should have been 24 children ago. With a sigh of relief, he let out a hearty "Ho, ho, ho!" and bade the children farewell. But as he was about to enter one of the cars, the reindeer apparently had the day off, he heard a child scream, "Santa! Santa, wait!" And out of the bushes rushed 2 little children, a boy and a girl. They had been asleep. Santa's heart sank. This time he knew for sure he had no more toys. The bag was empty. He had seen it himself. But as the out-of-breath kids approached, he summoned up some extra courage and dipped into the bag one more time. And lo and behold, there were indeed 2 more presents in the bag. That group of friends, now all grown adults, still talk about this miracle on Christmas morning. They still have no explanation for it, other than the fact that it happened. How do I know so much about this? Well, I was the one playing Santa.
O come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive Israel, that mourns in lonely exile. the Son of God appear. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. O come thou day spring, come and cheer our spirits by thine advent here. Disperse the gloomy clouds of night, and death's dark shadow put to flight. Rejoice, rejoice, Emmanuel shall come to thee, O Israel. O come, desire of nations, bind in one the hearts of all mankind. Bid thou our sad division cease, and be thyself our King of